Some fabrics are more difficult to sew with than others, and one of the trickiest fabrics to work with are very thin, lightweight fabrics that just love getting stuck in the stitch plate under the presser foot. In this video, I want to share a few tips that will help you successfully manage these very tricky fabrics. This video is created in partnership with Brother, and throughout the video I'll show which techniques to use on different level machines, from advanced machines to beginner ones, so that you can successfully sew tricky fabrics using any sewing machine that you have. Let's begin with the first tip, in which we are also going to analyze why exactly those very thin, lightweight fabrics get sucked into the metal plate. And the tip here is to use a straight stitch machine. Now, contrary to domestic sewing machines that are able to do a variety of different stitches like zigzag, buttonhole stitches, decorative stitches, straight stitch machines do only one stitch, straight stitch, and they do it perfectly. One of the reasons why they're able to ensure that high quality stitch, even when we're talking about very tricky, thin, lightweight fabrics, is that these machines have a hole in the metal plate that's just wide enough for the needle to go down. And that's because the needle always goes down at the same spot. Versus if we compare it to the standard domestic sewing machine that does a variety of different stitches, the hole in the stitch place needs to be much wider so that the needle can move from side to side for the zigzag or buttonhole stitches. So when you're sewing lightweight fabrics on a regular domestic sewing machine, the needle may bring fabric into that wide hole and make fabric get stuck, which is not likely going to happen when you're sewing with straight stitch only machine that has a hole only big enough for the needle. And because of that, when you're using a straight stitch machine, and if you're sewing very lightweight thin fabrics, the fabric simply does not get sucked and stuck into the hole under the presser foot. The stitch type is also reflected on the presser foot of the machine as well. On straight stitch machines, we have a very narrow presser foot with small opening for the hole, so it presses fabric from top and bottom, leaving only enough space for the needle to go down. While on domestic sewing machine, when using regular universal presser foot with wider opening, which is again needed for the zigzag and other stitches where the needle moves from side to side, the fabric pressing point is further from the needle, and thus it may cause very lightweight fabrics get sucked under the metal plate. And because of these two reasons, the wide opening on the stitch plate and the wide opening on the presser foot, sewing lightweight and very thin fabrics on domestic sewing machine may be challenging, while the straight stitch only machine handles them perfectly. Straight stitch is the stitch we're using the most when sewing, and if you like switching from very lightweight to very heavyweight fabrics and you want to handle them with ease, a straight stitch only machine may be the right solution for you. But what to do if you have a different type of machine? Well, lucky for us, there are quite a few solutions that we can do, and this is where the second tip comes in, is using a straight stitch plate. Now, this feature is more common on advanced sewing machines, and if you have one, most likely it came with two plates, the regular stitch plate and straight stitch plate. The difference between these two plates is the hole opening. With a straight stitch plate, same as with a straight stitch machine, we have a hole that's only big enough for the needle to go down, giving you the same benefit as in straight stitch machine. Now, the only downside is that not all sewing machines come with different stitch plates, but if your sewing machine does have that straight stitch plate, you can benefit from all the benefits of the straight stitch only machine while also enjoying a wide range of different stitches when using a regular stitch plate. And not only you can use a straight stitch plate, but you can use a straight stitch presser foot as well, which is compatible with all domestic sewing machines. This presser foot has a very narrow opening compared to universal presser foot, so it presses fabric very close to the point where the needle is going down, which is particularly important when sewing tricky fabrics. Now, to create a full effect, you can of course combine a straight stitch plate with a straight stitch presser foot and truly recreate the effect that you get on straight stitch only machines. But you can also use the straight stitch presser foot as a standalone presser foot without the straight stitch plate and use it on regular domestic sewing machine and enjoy sewing tricky lightweight fabrics far easier. I do need to add a warning here, however, that because that opening is very small and very narrow, you have to make sure that you're using this presser foot only with a straight stitch and the needle is in the center position. So when you install this presser foot on your sewing machine, just rotate the hand wheel very slowly to see if the needle is truly landing in the hole before you start sewing full speed using the foot controller. So all these three solutions work great and they provide a long-term solution to sewing lightweight, tricky fabrics. But what to do if you don't have the straight stitch machine, if you don't have a straight stitch plate, if you don't have a straight stitch presser foot, but you need to sew those very light fabrics? I do have one more solution, and it's using paper and putting it between the fabric and the metal plate. When you sew using this method, the fabric won't get sucked underneath the plate because there's paper preventing that. Not only that, but it also makes the process much smoother and the fabric becomes so much easier to handle. Plus, you can start sewing at the paper only and then move to paper and fabric, so you don't have to start sewing at the fabric edge, which is the most tricky part to start the seam on. You may have a question what type of paper to use, and I've seen some recommendations on social media to simply use a regular paper like the one that you use on the printer. However, from my personal experience, that particular paper is way too thick and it's difficult to remove, and it may leave some paper traces on the seam which are impossible to get rid of. So instead, I like to use a simple baking paper. It's very lightweight, it's very easy to just tear it away from the seam, and it doesn't leave any paper traces. Alternatively, you can also use a water-soluble interfacing or tearaway interfacing. Both these interfacings are very useful when you're sewing challenging fabrics, and there are multiple ways how you can apply them on your sewing projects, so I do like to have them always available in my sewing supply stock. Using either one of these solutions that I've already mentioned will make sewing thin, lightweight fabrics so much easier, but if you truly want to achieve the perfect seam, I do recommend pairing lightweight thin fabrics with a thinner needle and lightweight thread. Now, typically when we're sewing medium weight woven fabrics, we're using size 90 needle. So when you want to sew lightweight fabrics, you should be looking into needle that is size 80 or lower. Smaller needle will pierce a smaller hole on your fabric, so it will create a more durable seam, and also the seam will last far longer when wearing it. Also, if you are switching to lower size needle, you should pair it with a more lightweight thread. But I know that saying this is a little bit easier said than done, because at least where I live, finding more lightweight thread can be really a challenge. So just note that most all-purpose sewing threads are able to use the size 80 needle, but if you want to sew with the lower size needle, try and look for a more lightweight thread option. And the final tip on how to work with those challenging thin lightweight fabrics is by adjusting the pressure of the presser foot. Now, this is the adjustment that we do not do very often, but it does come handy when we're sewing fabric extreme. So if we're sewing very lightweight fabrics, or on contrary, if we're sewing very heavyweight fabrics. If you're sewing very lightweight fabrics, you should increase the pressure of the presser foot so that the fabric fits smoothly and the seam is not puckering or not trying to get away from you. Now, you typically can adjust the pressure of the presser foot in most domestic sewing machines. There's typically either a knob at the top, which you can rotate and change the pressure, or if you're using a more advanced sewing machine, most likely the sewing machine will do all the job for you, and it automatically detects the thickness of the fabric and thus adjusts the pressure of the presser foot. So here are all tips I had for you on how to sew those challenging, tricky, thin, lightweight fabrics. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!